Goku finally emerged from the realm of void and had become an angel, thanks to the power of Mother Zeno, who had sacrificed herself for him. His holy light ignited all the universes, but the moment he appeared, all the angels assembled to surround him, under the Grand Priest's command, to prevent him from interfering. Meanwhile, the gods of destruction were preparing to annihilate planet Earth, but Goku's light struck terror into their hearts. The scene was magnificent. Over 100 angels stood in an infinite sky of radiance, their eyes fixed on Goku, who stood alone before them with unbelievable composure. Their looks of hatred were mixed with clear astonishment. One angel whispered to himself, "His energy, it's different. It's not human, nor even angelic. His very essence has changed completely." Another murmured in shock, "The symbol on his forehead, it's not from our world, nor of an angelic rank. Where did he get that form from?" An angel stepped forward from the front row, bolder than the rest, one of the strongest among that assembly. He spoke in a thundering voice.
"You've destroyed the void our father created millions of years ago. You've awakened chaos, you who have overstepped your bounds. Your punishment will be the end of your very existence."
But Goku smiled calmly, then said in a voice that pierced all their hearts, "The corrupt order you built will end. I've seen your history. I've seen how the Grand Priest began his path with blood, not light. I once believed mercy could heal, but it seems this world understands only judgment." Then he lifted his head and continued with resolve. "Forget the heart you once knew. I will spare none of you. My reckoning with you and your cursed father begins now." His words shook the very fabric of space. The lead angel roared in fury, raised his staff, and shouted,
"Then let the end begin, you who defiled the divine order. The Grand Priest has granted me freedom to fight."
Celestial energy began gathering at the tip of his staff, its light piercing through universes, while the other angels raised theirs in preparation for battle. At that moment of unbearable tension, a flash of light, like a falling star, shot between them, and suddenly, Vadas stood before Goku, her hand extended with unshakable resolve, her voice trembling with anger. "Stop! If you don't understand who he is, then look at the pendant he's wearing." Her eyes fell upon the chain hanging from Goku's chest, and her body trembled. A tear slid down her cheek as she whispered, "It can't be. That's our mother's pendant. My mother, the one who raised you all." A complete silence spread through the ranks of angels. All eyes were fixed on Vadas, still standing before Goku, struggling to catch her breath after the shock. She lifted her head and spoke, her voice heavy with sorrow and confusion. "When I was a child, I spent so much time with my mother. I never forgot that pendant she always wore. It never left her neck. She used to say it was a reminder of the first light, of the love that existed before the order, before Father himself." Faint murmurs spread among the angels. Some faces showed bewilderment, while others turned away in disdain. One angel scoffed, "Are you really speaking of a past that means nothing? Millions of years have passed, and those old tales have faded like cosmic dust." The lead angel stepped forward again, his eyes colder than before.
"Step aside, Vados, or I'll destroy you along with this creature. We've long forgotten what you speak of. No one cares about it. In fact, we've been watching your odd behavior for some time. We suspected you were hiding something, and now it's clear."
Another pointed at her sharply and said,
"You're defending Universe 7 for some hidden reason, perhaps for Whis or out of foolish sentiment. But know this, the mother you speak of, we neither know her nor wish to, and we'll make sure you forget her too."
The commander raised his staff, and divine energy began to gather rapidly,
But before he could unleash his attack, a powerful voice tore through the noise.
Stand back, Vados! I don't want you hurt because of me. I'll make this moment a lesson to all who have forgotten the truth.
Vados stepped back, tears in her eyes.
At that same moment, high above in the Grand Palace, the Grand Priest struck his hand upon the ground. The entire place trembled as his deep, thunderous voice filled the hall. Vados, betraying us? I never thought she'd fall this far. Then he leaned forward, his brows furrowed. Goku, you've surpassed every calculation, broken through every expectation. It seems I can't wait any longer. I'll release it now, even though its time isn't complete. No matter the cost, it alone will end this farce.
Back in the assembly, the commander's staff blazed with blinding light, and a massive surge of divine energy burst toward Goku. The radiance swallowed everything until no one could see. The angels watched, certain it was over. But seconds later, as the luminous dust faded, the scene came into focus, and everyone froze in shock. Goku was standing behind the commander, completely unscathed, and in his hand was the commander's own staff. Gasps rippled through the ranks, followed by stammered whispers. When? How did he grab it? We didn't even sense him move. The commander stood paralyzed, staring at his empty hand in horror. He slowly looked up at Goku, who said in a cold, calm tone, "How pitiful. You rely on these foolish tools to make yourselves feel powerful, never realizing that without them, you're nothing." Goku lifted the staff and crushed it effortlessly in his palm. A dreadful silence fell. Then the commander's furious scream shattered it. "How dare you touch our sacred relics!" He charged at Goku with insane speed, so fast it seemed the heavens themselves split apart. No angel blinked, all eyes locked on the moment of impact, and then a massive explosion engulfed the area, a white light blinding all sight. Everyone waited in silence as the smoke slowly cleared, revealing Goku, still standing in place, unmoved but clearly puzzled. As for the commander, he was gone. Shock filled the angels' faces. One muttered in disbelief, "What just happened? He didn't even touch him." Even Goku seemed confused. He looked around warily and thought to himself,
I didn't even attack him, so what made him disintegrate?
Suddenly, the space around them flooded with a strange, radiant light, brighter, sharper than anything they had ever witnessed. From the heart of that brilliance, the outline of a being began to form, an unfamiliar figure, unlike the Grand Priest or any angelic power, something deeper, older, and darker at the same time. The light grew until the figure was fully revealed. His face split in two, half radiant light, half abysmal shadow. Then he spoke, his tone icy and theatrical. "Forgive me if I startled you a little. I just enjoy making grand entrances worthy of my presence." The echo of his words shattered the balance of the realm. The angels' faces twisted in shock and disgust at his audacity, while Goku stood silently, stunned. There was something impossibly strange about this being, a force unlike any he had ever encountered. Meanwhile, on the battlefield on Earth, the gods of destruction were frozen, staring in dread and fury at what they had just witnessed. Gohan and his family stood in awe until a stern voice cut through the silence. "Stay focused. Don't let this ridiculous spectacle distract you." It was Champa, his command sharp and forceful. The gods regained their composure and roared as one as their destructive energy surged and intertwined.
This was their chance to obliterate the planet before balance could return. Despite the pain and exhaustion, Gohan clenched his fist, eyes blazing with determination. No matter what happens, I won't let you. I won't fail my promise.
On the other side, the mysterious stranger stood still, every gaze fixed upon him. Goku felt a strange unease the moment he looked at him.
He looks like Vegeta, but his power neither human nor angelic.
Whispers shimmered among the ranks of the angels, each trying to grasp the meaning of this new existence. Then the answer came, from the stranger himself, his words directed personally toward Goku. I came for you alone, Goku. Everything froze. Silence fell like a grave. Confusion deepened on Goku's face. He didn't know this being, nor why he seemed connected to him. But Vados, her eyes reflected a hidden dread. She whispered to herself in sorrow, Father, he's accelerated this step. He's awakened the ancient royal spirit, which means he's finally decided to sabotage this universe. This is the worst weapon he's ever chosen to use. There will be no turning back. A brief pause. Then the intruder's eyes fell on the pendant hanging from Goku's chest. His expression shifted instantly, as if something ancient had stirred within him, something forbidden to remember. He spoke with a cold strangeness. Where did you get that pendant? Goku smirked disdainfully, trying to show indifference. Do I owe you an explanation for showing up? Who are you to even ask? The stranger replied, I have no time for riddles. I came for one purpose. You, Goku. Goku asked confidently, Then tell me quickly, which side do you stand on? I'm about to punish everyone here. The man answered without an ounce of humanity. No side, no principle. None of what you care about matters to me. I came only to kill Goku. I want no power, no armor, no alliance with your decaying angels. But before anything else, let's start our fight with that pendant. The stranger dashed forward with a speed beyond reason, collapsing distance like a flash of lethal light. The world quaked as a blinding explosion erupted. Goku vanished as though erased from existence. Yet the stranger only smiled, as if savoring the thrill. The pleasure of battle will be pure with you, Goku. I love surprises, and I'll be waiting. Suddenly, in the distant palace, the Grand Priest's furious voice echoed. I did not order the death of that angel, but I'll overlook it once. He was retired, useless to me now. What matters is finishing Goku. Make his downfall your top priority. Several angels rushed off to pursue Goku, but the stranger didn't move. He simply smiled quietly, ignoring all orders, perfectly aware of his own intent. A heavy silence passed. Then Vados darted forward, like a worried mother, but she barely took 2 steps before 2 angels blocked her path. Their faces were stone, their eyes gleaming with accusation. You broke the oath. You defied our father's command. We've been ordered to erase you, and we will show no mercy. Vados froze in shock, alone, surrounded, as though the entire cosmos had turned against her. Meanwhile, on Earth, chaos reigned. The gods of destruction gathered their power, the sky blazing like a burning hand ready to crush the planet. Despite exhaustion and pain, Gohan resisted the onslaught, standing ablaze with determination. Then a massive explosion shook hearts to their core. When all thought the end had come, a light, too radiant to endure, rose from beneath the smoke. A piercing brilliance that blinded all sight for an instant. And above it, he appeared. Goku, standing as though light itself had taken human form. Every step he took made the earth tremble, and every ray of his aura flowed over all like a sacred blessing that sanctified the battlefield.
Gohan, unconscious, yet now safe, cradled in his father's arms. Awe filled every face. How? After 10 long years, lost in a void beyond time, Goku had returned, an angel reborn, pulsing with power no one had ever seen before.
Goku gently laid Gohan on the ground and infused him with a soft, glowing energy that restored his consciousness. Gohan stirred, confused at first, then his eyes fell on his father. He leapt up and embraced him tightly, as if afraid to ever let go again. Goku smiled warmly. "I'm proud of you, my son. I watched everything that happened. You are the symbol of strength and perseverance." Their friends approached one by one, Krillin and Piccolo looking around in awe, as if the very spirit of Earth had awakened around them. Chi-Chi wept openly, believing all hope had been lost, while little Pan said, with innocent fire, "They tried to destroy our planet!" Goku chuckled, lifting her up with a tender smile. "Don't worry, Grandpa's here now. Tell me, who do you want me to destroy first?" She answered with childlike resolve, "Don't leave a single one of them." Goku set her down gently, then turned to his friends. His expression hardened, his voice cutting through the sky. "The danger you see now is only a fragment. There's something greater, something far beyond this." Krillin stepped forward. "What do you mean, Goku?" Goku replied calmly, yet his tone carried an edge of finality. "There's no time for questions. Watch closely. What I'm about to do will change everything. Thank you all for standing your ground. Now, enjoy the show." He turned aside, lifted a finger toward the heavens, and said sharply and clearly, "I haven't forgotten you, and I thank you too for everything you've done." His friends froze in confusion. The words seemed aimed at nothing, at no visible presence at all. But far away, two mysterious figures watched from a distance. A faint, knowing smile crept onto one of their faces. He thought to himself quietly, "All this, just for the meeting we've awaited. The time has come. Let the fun begin, Kakarot." The other, however, felt uneasy, a deep disturbance stirring in his core. He decided to leave Earth, murmuring that he would finally move after such a long wait. Meanwhile, Goku began walking toward the gods of destruction, radiating an aura of divine majesty. Each step he took made the ground quake, the heavens shudder. The gods stood frozen, unable to comprehend how this man, lost to the void for 10 long years, had returned. And in the blink of an eye, Goku vanished. A heartbeat later, he was behind them, utterly still, holding Ivan and Sidra in place, his arms raised above his head as if time itself had frozen them there, powerless. His friends watched, hearts pounding, overcome by the awe of the sight before them. Then Goku spoke, his tone calm, yet steeped in biting irony and resolve. "Why do you provoke desire, children? I once defended the system, refused violence, even protected Beerus. But now, my hands won't allow me to stop. Your era is over." In an instant, he unleashed a devastating burst of energy, obliterating Ivan and Sidra in a flash that shook the entire realm. But he wasn't done. He advanced again, and in the next instant, appeared before Rumshi, gripping the trembling elephant god's trunk, immobilizing him completely. Goku smirked, eyes sharp with mockery. He said coldly, "I smell something foul here." Then his tone turned razor sharp. "You were cruel to the ones I love. Now you'll learn what cruelty truly means." With unimaginable force, he hurled Rumshi into the sky, and before the god could fall, Goku extended his hand. A single bolt of light erupted like lightning, and Rumshi was erased from existence. The others trembled. Champa stared wide-eyed, realizing his turn was inevitable. None could run, none could fight. Goku stood in the center of the battlefield, his eyes glowing with fury and divine judgment. "Who's next?" he said, his voice echoing through the heavens. Then he moved faster than thought. In an instant, he appeared before Jerez, standing so close that even time seemed to halt. He pointed a single finger at her, his voice calm, but cutting like a blade. "I don't usually harm women, but you were unlucky enough to face my wrath." With one touch, a surge of lethal energy erased her completely. Terror and disbelief rippled through the remaining gods. Goku didn't stop. He turned slowly towards Champa, whose trembling body betrayed his fear, knowing his fate would mirror Beerus's. He walked forward, crossing his arms. Two waves of blinding energy shot out in opposite directions, annihilating Moscow and Eric, without him even glancing their way. Then he continued forward, steady and relentless, each step shaking the earth, his gaze fixed solely on Champa. His friends could only stand frozen, breathless, as the unstoppable reckoning drew near.
On the other side, Vados fell to the ground between the two kings who had pounced on her without mercy. One of them cried out with relish, "This is the fate of those who betray the oath and break from our order." Then they gathered their energies and unleashed a lethal attack, convinced the end had come. But when the light burst and the smoke rose, a stranger emerged, the mysterious figure. He carried Vados in his arms with majestic confidence, a flame of rage rippling around him. The two kings froze. They could not even identify the nature of his power. One of them kept repeating in stunned disbelief, "What is this being?" Vados was unconscious. When she regained consciousness, she saw her rescuer's face and read in his eyes unspoken vows. He whispered to himself, "Vados, I will not forget your favor. What happened will not stand. I will eliminate anyone who lays a hand on you." Then he surged forward, and a tremendous explosion shook the place like a declaration of war. Elsewhere, the confrontation was now face to face, Goku and Champa, in a shattered arena. No words exchanged except ragged breaths. Goku slowly extended his finger, his voice cold. "How lenient I have been with you. I gave you minutes to live before my revenge. You were Beerus's brother and you grew up together. I never once desired to kill him, but your society was treacherous and cruel." Tears fell down Champa's face as he ground his teeth. Goku continued, "You have two choices. Leave my sight now, and leave this universe, or you will never see the light again. My aim is larger than you, larger than mere vengeance. I will destroy the office of the God of Destruction. Nothing of your nonsense will remain. Know that what I do is for Vados, and for no other reason." A heavy silence fell across the arena. Champa trembled, sweat streaming, his eyes reflecting a mix of fear and defiance. Only seconds later, ranks of angels descended to the ground at last, after a long chase to catch Goku. They stood in tight formation, their gazes sharp, and Goku said in a cold voice, full of challenge, "Again, you? Don't you want to repent?" One angel answered in a formal, resolute tone, "We are commanded, and we will not stand down." They raised their staffs. Suddenly, waves of celestial energy launched at Champa. He flinched and screamed from an unexpected pain. Everyone was baffled. They didn't understand what was happening. The arena shook until a massive explosion erupted. But the greater shock was not in the destruction alone. It was in something else. From the midst of smoke and fire, a strange entity formed, a dark union of spirits that had not died, a creature never seen before. The planet trembled, and the blast waves shattered the surroundings. In the blink of an eye, Goku grabbed his friends and hurled them into space, saving them from imminent annihilation. They floated there in brief silence, looking back at the ruined Earth. Near them, the stranger who had appeared earlier watched the scene without speaking. Goku had oddly told him to stay near, and the intruder smiled quietly, remaining silent. From among the crowd, Bulma watched that stranger with anticipation. A familiar feeling touched her heart, but her mind had yet to understand why. Goku returned to the arena and stood before the new being. Its appearance was terrifying. It seemed to harbor accumulated hatred and malice from many souls directed towards Goku. One of the angels stepped forward and said, "Let us see what you have, Goku. Your excessive power will be erased here. This creature is a fusion of the forces of the gods of destruction.
The destroyer's souls were not extinguished. They were merged into a single body under my father's guardianship. All the Kaioshins are alive, so resurrecting them was easy. Goku stared back with harshness, his brows drawn tight, and spoke in a voice sharp as the old covenant. I swear I am coming for you, one by one. You have defiled the earth, but I will hasten my purpose. There is something greater that has caught my attention. I am coming for it. Far out in space, the mysterious being smiled, as if it had heard Goku's whispers and read his promise, then murmured to itself very quietly, I'm waiting for you too, Goku.